Ihutai. I was born in O Rira, and I'm 79 this year.
Right, right. And can you just give me an idea, just a broad idea of the various places you've been over the time of your life? Like, how long were you in O Rira for?
Well, I left O Rira when I just started school.
At what age would that be?
About 5.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, about 5. And we moved to Auckland for work.
Right.
And then after my mother died, we went back, not to O Rira, to Te Kai, and about 5 years later we ended back in O Rira.
Okay. So what age would you be when you actually came back?
I was 10 when we went back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, right. And then after that?
After that we stayed there.
Until
we left, to come back to Auckland to work or to get married.
Yeah. So what? Until your 20s, maybe?
Well, about 19 or left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And after that, you didn't stay there again permanently?
Oh, well, after that I stayed in Auckland permanently.
Yeah. Right. But you would be going back and forth.
Yes, been going back and forwards
all
the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Well, that sets the scene for me. Okay. Well, thinking then about the time that you were living there from when you were, say, 10 until when you were 19, when you married, those years. Can you describe what the settlement was like then? Like, how many whānau do you think were living there?
I'd say there were about 7.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But spread wide, sort of thing.
Right along the whole river.
Well, there's 3 across the river, and there's about 5 on this side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Who were the ones across the river?
Pardon?
Who were the people across the river?
Oh, they were all related, all whānau.
Oh, they all were whānau.
Yeah, all related.
Okay.
All the Ohio's were across the river.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And so those whānau, the 7 whānau, I take, how many people do you think would be in each whānau?
Cool.
I already know the answer because I've heard it, but I have to want you to say it.
Well, you fellas had the biggest whānau, eh? And then there was the kings. Oh, I'd say about...
At least 10 each?
No.
More? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was quite a lot. I'd say about 50, I suppose.
Sorry?
About 50 altogether.
Oh, I see. Not 50 in each whānau, but 50 all up.
Yeah, all up.
Yeah. Okay. And the and thinking about the families on this side of the river, I think you said there were about 4 or 5, yeah. So were their houses down by the mouth, or were they spread up along?
They were all inland.
Oh, they were all inland. Yeah. Okay. But close to the river though.
Very close. Yeah.
Okay. Great. So at that time, I've heard that there wasn't a road into O Rira.
Well, I'd say we had our own tracks.
A track, for horses?
Yeah, for horses,
but
and sleds and that.
Oh, yeah.
Carried the cream and stuff.
Yeah. Not a dray track? Not for wheels, so more...
Oh, yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
But at certain times of the year, winter you wouldn't get it.
Wouldn't get it, yeah. So most of the travel's being done by boat? A lot of it being done by boat?
A lot of the boats, yeah. We used to go to school by boat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it came in every day?
5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people would get all their supplies and things delivered by boat too?
Yes. They'd come up by boat.
Yeah.
Or rowboats,
How often would people go out to
out of the river?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd say,
to get shopping.
I'd say once a month.
Once a month. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you. So aside from we'll have a bit of a chat a bit later on about gardens and about fishing, but aside from things that you're growing yourself, how were people earning money at that time? Were they doing any farming?
Yes, we were farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, milking cows.
Cows.
Yes.
Yep. Were the other whānau doing that as well?
Oh, the Wheatoners were.
Yeah.
And the one family across the river. I don't
was
know
it
about
the Hohaias? Was it the Hohaias?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, grandfathers. Yeah. They were milking as well. I'm not too sure about the Harrises and the Joyce over the hill.
Right.
I'm not too sure.
Okay. And so for those ones that you knew were milking, how big was the herd? How many cows?
Oh,
was
I'd
the
say
herd?
about we had about 20, but I think they had more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just you didn't have milking sheds or anything, just milked out on.
We just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think yesterday we heard about that people might have a run where the milking was done on. Did you sort of?
Yes.
Yeah, something
Yes.
like that. Yeah. Okay. Obviously though, people would have had gardens.
Sorry.
Gardens. Every whānau would have had a
Yes.
garden.
Yeah, we all had our gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Big
big were those
gardens.
gardens? Do you
Sorry?
think? How big were those gardens?
Oh, we had quite a big garden down the orchard.
Yeah.
We had a big orchard, and in
Yeah.
the middle was our garden.
Yeah. And so what? An acre or?
Oh
2
no,
acres?
bigger than that.
Yeah.
We used to have people coming from Otakura to get fruit.
Oh.
Our
okay.
orchard was so big. We had the biggest orchard in
Oh.
Rira.
Yeah.
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 So let's keep trying. I'll pick another 5 acres.
Yeah, about that.
About 5
Yeah.
acres. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that sounds good. And a lot of that was trees. What, half of it trees?
Well, trees and fruit, a lot of fruit trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
usually the gardens was all kumara and corn.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They were the main sort of things in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But you probably had other little bits and pieces as well. Other bits and pieces like, cabbages and lettuces and all
I
that.
don't
sort
even know. We just
No?
relied on kumara and
Kumara and corn?
Yeah, corn.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And what was the fruit you were growing there?
All sorts. We
Yeah.
had grapes. We had pears, apples,
Yeah.
quince.
Yeah.
Had quite a locusts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
had quite a lot.
Yeah. And peaches and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Stone fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have apples doing that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No citrus though, eh?
Oh no.
No oranges or anything
No.
at that time?
No.
Yeah, no. Okay, so and then when we start thinking about kai moana, right? If I was to ask you, like, if you think of that period, when you were 10 to 9, living there from 10 to 19, if you were thinking about how if you were thinking about a week, an average week, how many times would you have kai moana in that week?
Well, usually every weekend we used to go out
Yeah,
and do kai moana.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So on the table, what, every night there'd be some form of kai moana?
Oh no, we usually relied on our meat
Oh, okay.
and also kai moana.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. But it would feature. And did you have? I've heard from some people that people were having it like for breakfast as well.
Breakfast.
No. Oh, Makarita's whānau was. Not yours?
Yeah.
Oh, you were too. Okay. So yeah, so you'd be having for breakfast and
We just had whatever we could.
yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be easy to get, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Did the kai moana that you were eating, was it the same all year round, or did it change depending on the season?
Oh, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends when that particular food was in.
Yeah. Well, can you give me some examples of
Well,
that?
we used to go eeling. Well, eeling you can do that any time of the day,
Yeah.
any time of the year.
Yeah.
And we used to pick periwinkles, same thing.
Yeah, all year round.
Oysters, yeah.
Yeah.
Oysters, the same thing.
Yeah.
Mullet, it could be about 3 times. You could go out and do netting mullet
Mm.
and stuff like that. But we used to go. My father and I used to go out at night,
Mm.
moonless night,
Oh, okay.
and it had to be an outgoing tide.
Mm.
We called it cookie.
Oh, okay.
We'd go out and we used to do quite a lot of that, and it was funny because a lot of people look at you and think, oh yeah, the fishers would just jump in the boat,
Oh, right.
but you
Yeah.
had to have your back to the bank, otherwise they could knock you out.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and
Yeah.
we used to do that. We'd go down with the tide, always on an outgoing tide.
Yeah.
Because the outgoing tide, the fish had no gut. They were all clean.
Oh,
The
okay.
only time they had thing in their food is when the incoming tide.
Mm.
So we do that, and after we do our cooking, we come back to the landing and start sorting out for every family on the river,
Oh, okay.
and then we'd start distributing them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, okay. And you were catching those ones, aside from the ones that jumped in the boat, the other ones were being caught by net, were they?
Oh, we didn't really do much netting.
No?
No.
Well, how was the mullet being caught then?
Well,
They really
people that went netting, they did that, but we didn't bother. We either go and fish for snapper, you know, or kahawai, things like that.
So just so in case I'm getting mixed up, are you saying that all the mullet that you would catch would just be caught by them jumping into the boat?
Yep.
All right.
Korero, kasi korero mai te tikanga o koki kia mohio ai.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was just telling you to explain how koki is done, the method of mullet catch.
That'd be good to hear. Yeah.
Because my father and I were the only ones that did that.
Ah, yeah.
You know, as far as I know, you know, till the day he died, and no one's ever done it.
Oh, right.
Like, I don't think they can do it now because of the Pacific oysters.
Right.
They'd rip your boat out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I don't think anyone's done it at all.
Well, I think it sounds really unique. You might have to explain how it was done. You've explained a bit, but can you just explain how it was done?
From the
Oh,
beginning.
right. We just used to. You had to lean the boat towards the bank.
Yep.
And my father should just paddle along and splash it, and the mullet will just jump in.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, but it has to be a moonlit night. You can't do it on when the moon's up. They won't bother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think was that happening at a certain, aside from the moonlit night, did it happen at certain months of the year?
It's about 3 times a year.
Yeah. Do you know what those times were? Can you remember?
No.
Just roughly?
Yeah,
Winter, summer, spring?
uh
Is it in winter, summer or spring?
It could be any.
Yeah.
Yeah. Winter, about 3 times a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Be winter, summer, and spring.
Winter,
Yeah,
summer. Okay.
yeah.
Right. Okay. And during those 3 times, and I know you were saying it needed to be a moonlit night.
Yeah.
But how many times would you go out? Just that once, 3
Well,
times a
3
year.
times.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
3 times a year.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Oh, and when you were distributing them to other whānau,
The mullets, yeah.
the mullet, yeah. So they were just being distributed fresh. They weren't being smoked or anything.
No.
No.
They'd been just fresh. All I had to do
Yeah.
was scale it.
Right. Okay. So how on those occasions then? How many mullet do you think you'd
It's
bring
been
in?
nearly full boat.
Yeah.
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 It was too much for us, so we
No.
had to give it out.
Yeah. People always like numbers. How many numbers do you think a full boat would be?
Wow.
100? 200?
Well, there were, well, I'd say about that.
About 200?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Oh, amazing. Incredible. And was it just given out just to the whānau there, or did it go to other communities
No,
out
just to
further?
the whānau.
Just to the whānau,
Yeah.
because they had to be fresh, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, even with 200 and the number of whānau there, there was probably... Was it more than just for meals? Do you know if those whānau needed
Well,
to
they
preserve
could
it? Did
smoke them, or they could, cure them
Yeah.
and last for the next lot. Or
So that
whatever.
was done,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
Smoking and
Yeah.
It
was up to them.
Yeah. But you're aware that mullet would be cured. Did your whānau cure mullet
Yeah, with salt.
with salt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And did you smoke as well, or
Well, I don't remember.
more
I don't
curing
remember.
then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long would a mullet last if it was cured?
Oh, I'd say about up to a month.
Up to a month. Yeah. Okay.
Because if you salted them, well, they last anyway.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Now, so that's right. We were talking about getting how the different kind of moana would be seasonal. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
So we talked about some shellfish, and you mentioned eels, and we talked about mullet. Is there any other kai moana that might be seasonal? Like I understand kahawai maybe ran at a certain time, did they?
I think it would be. We only used to go out once.
For kahawai.
Very, very, very seldom.
Mm.
To get korus. They were a soft shell like tohinoa, but very soft. The
Right.
shells were very soft.
Yeah.
But we didn't go very much because you had to go up to your waist
Oh,
in
okay.
mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that round by the river mouth? Was
Yeah,
it?
that's just out by the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Anything else that you would only go out for every now and then?
Oh, just pippies.
Yep.
Out of the tahuna, that was also out by the mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, I think we've. Oh, and Tio, we've talked about oysters.
Tio.
Oysters.
Sorry?
Tio.
Oysters. Tio.
Oh, yeah, the Pacific oysters.
Yeah.
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 You can just get them along the side of the banks.
Just in front of your
On
house.
the mangroves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the mangrove.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Now, thinking about fish. What other fish did you catch?
Parore.
Yeah.
What else? Karati.
Mm.
Kahawai.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could you get them all year round?
Oh, it depends on the times. No, I don't think so. It was all year round.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. And were they all caught by rod? Or-
No, it was net. We
All net.
blocked the creek off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, use a wire netting and put leaves so the fish can't get out. Once the tide's out, you got your fish.
So the fish would go up on the incoming
Yeah.
tide. You put a
Yeah.
net across.
Put a net across
yeah.
and on the outgoing tide they trap.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you be doing and how many fish would you catch when you would do that? Do you think?
Sorry?
How many fish would you catch?
Oh, I'd say about a couple of dozen.
Yeah, a couple of dozen. Yeah. And they'd mainly all be snapper, would they, or
Yeah.
would it be different fish depending on what
Oh,
time of
yes.
year?
Yes.
Yeah. So kahawai might be there too.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And did you also go out on the boat and fish by rod?
Yes.
Sweeney? Yeah.
Right out. We went right out.
Oh, and like out of the mouth?
Yeah.
Out of the river?
You had to go way out.
Yeah.
And you won't get it in a creek.
No.
You just get the little ones.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. And how often would you go out to do those
Not
sorts of
often.
fishing
It
trips?
depends on how my father felt.
Yeah.
You know, if he wanted to go fishing, we'd go fishing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, it sounds like if you're doing that sort of fishing, I mean, because there's plenty of kaimoana where you are. So
Yeah.
if you're doing that sort of fishing, there's an element of enjoyment to it
Yes.
as well. You're doing it because, like you
Yes.
said, your father felt like a fishing trip.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you. You've mentioned that. Oops, gone one too far. You mentioned that with the mullet, the fish was shared with other whānau.
Yes.
Were there any other foods that were shared? Any other kaimoana that was shared?
No, not really.
No, because everyone could get their
Because
own.
people went out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about sharing kaimoana with other communities that weren't at O Rira?
They're too far away.
Yeah.
You had to go across the river to Horeke
Mm.
or over the river to Te Krai.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah,
No,
so
they're too far away.
couldn't do that. Yeah. Did people from some of those places ever come and visit?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when they came and visited, did you you gave them kaimoana?
No.
No.
No. Because they had their own. They used to go out up the Mangamuka River and do their own.
Right. Okay. So there wasn't a need to necessarily
No.
give them any.
No.
Yeah. So what sort of foods would they have when they came?
Well, they'd do their own fishing.
At O Rira as well.
No.
Oh.
Over the different river up the over the hill.
Okay. But so when they came and visited and stayed,
Yeah.
what sort of foods would you
Oh,
put
same
out for them?
kaimona meat.
Yeah, you would.
You
yeah.
know, from the garden,
Yeah.
food from the garden.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I've heard also though that that people from O Rira were known to take kaimoana out
Yeah.
when they went visiting people, especially if there was an occasion like a tangi or a
Yeah.
wedding or things. Do you know about that?
Yes.
Yeah. What can you
Yeah.
tell me about that?
Well, it depends on when the occasion was.
Mm.
If you knew before time, you'd go out and do the gathering.
Yeah, especially
And then
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, extra.
Kaimona, and then you take it up with you.
Yeah.
Meat or whatever you had to offer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I've heard it said by someone in this room that O Rira people were known for the kaimoana that they'd
Yes.
bring to these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're aware of that too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was our main source.
Koha.
Mm.
Hey,
Yeah.
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 Was kaimona.
Okay. Was there any particular kaimoana that you
No,
were?
whatever was there.
Whatever was
Yeah.
whatever was going. Yeah. Okay. So to be able to provide kaimoana like that when you went out, that's a source of pride, a source of, well, not pride, but it's
Well, You're talking about now or earlier?
No, then.
And
Earlier.
earlier?
Yeah.
Like to provide for the area or provide?
Yeah, when you took it out, it was
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is probably a question for later times, because over the years, people started working away
Yes.
from O Rira and would come back to visit and things like that, and that would include yourself as well. So when you were coming back to O Rira as a visitor, would the people you were visiting, would you take Kaimoana away back to home, back to Auckland when you came?
No,
No?
it'd go off before you get back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless you had a chili bean or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Okay, so it was just something that, so there wasn't any that was preserved,
No.
or yeah, so you would
No.
just eat it when you were there visiting. Yeah. Sometimes I take it. Sometimes those the visits would be at holidays, so they'd be for quite a while, like over
Yeah, well,
Christmas
it
for a couple of weeks
as I
or
say, it
something.
depends. If
Yeah.
they go prepared to bring it back in chili bins, that's fair enough. But
Oh, okay.
a lot of them wouldn't bother because it'd be off before you get back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just special to be eating it there then. It was important to eat it there. It was special thing to
Yes.
eat there. Yeah. Okay. Some of the questions I'm going to ask now is about how kaimoana was collected and different ways and stuff like that. But just before we start, it's often an interesting thing to ask. What can you remember? Even was your earliest recollection of collecting kaimoana?
Earliest collection.
Earliest one. Far back as you can
it's
cast your
getting
mind back.
stuck in the mud and picking karahoos.
Is that right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my earliest.
And so you'd be quite little then?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
How old do you think?
I'd say about 10, 11, I suppose.
Yeah.
At the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was our weekend
Ah.
chore.
Yeah.
Someone went for karahoos, someone fishing, some eeling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody had a chore.
Everyone had a chore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you didn't come back with anything. You don't eat.
No, exactly. Yeah. So you stayed at your chore until you got
Yes.
things. Yeah.
Oh yes.
But that wouldn't take too long in a place
No,
like over.
no. Depending. If usually we went out and we played and lost stores or something and didn't get nothing.
Yeah. 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 So when you were going out, like at that time you're talking about, who were you going out with?
Oh, with my sisters or
Yeah.
cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So young people going out as a group?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Aside from that, though, can you ever remember going out with adults as well
Just
for
my
kaimoana?
father.
Yeah.
Just my father.
Yeah. Is that only for the mullet or for all those other things?
And for
we were talking-
snapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you the only one to go with your father?
Well, I was the only youngest.
You're right.
And I was
Okay.
the only lightest.
You're right. The lightest.
He didn't want to take any and was too heavy. It's too much rowing back.
Right. And when you say you're the youngest, that's because a lot of the whānau had moved on away for work and all
Well,
that?
there was 11 of us in our whānau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you in the whānau?
I'm the last.
You're the last, the
Yes,
youngest
I'm the
one.
Portuguese.
Yeah. So a lot of the others had already gone away to work and things
Well,
like
a
that.
lot of them are gone. A lot of them passed on.
Right,
There's only
yeah.
3 of us left
Yeah.
now.
But I mean, when you were 10,
Yeah.
a lot of them had already
Oh, yes.
moved on to go to
Yes.
work or married or
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah, yeah. So okay. Did you ever collect kaimoana with your mother?
No,
No.
no, never.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about other older people like aunties or
No.
yeah? So it was either with your cousins and sisters,
We
etc.
just our
or
cousins
your
or
father.
sisters of my father.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good to know. So, going with your father, then he must have taught you all about the different
Yes, he had.
ways to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When how would you describe the way that you were taught that information? What were you told it, or did you just
Well,
observe?
you just had to listen
Yeah, you listened. Yeah.
because
yeah.
he never repeated it himself.
No.
You either took it in or you lost it.
Yeah, right. And you'd but you'd also see what he was doing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So when he was telling you about the ways to do things, What sort of things was he sort of telling
Well,
you?
he taught us how where the tahunas were, where the fishing grounds were,
Right.
and if you could see Mount Mount Tanipai and a certain tree this side and that side.
Oh, okay.
You know, you're
Yeah.
just setting out where your boundaries are, things, where to fish and where not to fish.
Yeah, so use them as marks.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if any of those fishing grounds had names?
No, I don't. But I tell you what, now you can't see any of them.
You can't. You can't.
You can't see any of
You
them
can't see any of them.
because it's all overgrown.
Oh, okay. So all of the marks have
Oh,
disappeared.
usually
have
if
they?
you see the
Yeah.
Mount Tanipai,
Mm.
that one, that was the main one, but then everything else
Mm.
you couldn't because it's overgrown.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
Right.
it's no use just looking at the mountain. What about the rest?
You need the others to
Yeah,
line it
yeah,
up, don't
yeah,
you? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Because my nephews often said, "Oh, can you take us?" I said, "No, why?" I said, "Because the markings aren't there."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Change landscape,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah. Okay. Was the river and the places that you fished just outside of the river? Did your father have to teach you how to be safe in that environment?
Yes.
Well, so what sort of things did he tell you
Well,
to keep
you've got
safe?
to know how to read the tides,
Right.
and you've got to know how to read the winds.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
He said, if you ever out, don't get stuck when there's a turn of the tide,
Mm.
because the currents.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So yeah, we always made sure we come back before then.
Yeah. Did he tell you what to do if you did happen to get
Well,
caught?
you could capsize.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He said, you don't want that to happen.
No. Okay.
But as I said, he was a man of few words.
Yep.
And if you didn't take it in,
Yeah.
yeah,
You went the hard way.
yeah.
Yeah. Is the when you're talking about the winds, were the winds changeable? Were they hard to read, or was it?
Well, they were hard to read,
Mm.
and because of the mountains and the hills, they bounce off.
Mm.
You know, so you got to really be careful.
So it could be quite changeable.
Yes,
There.
very.
So yeah. Okay. So you had to be careful. So you had to be careful of currents and
That's
and
right.
watching the winds.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you recall? Did your father ever read the clouds as well to get an idea of the weather?
Well, he did, but yeah,
Mm.
I didn't really take
You didn't
notice.
take that, yeah. Okay. Do you remember when you and your father went fishing, whether karakia was part of that
Yes,
as well?
before you left.
Before you left the shore?
Before you left the landing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was part of it.
When you returned as well, or
Sorry?
when you returned as well?
No,
or
not really.
Just when you left.
It's just when you left for
Yeah.
your safe journey there.
For a safe journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you recall what the words were? I mean, not exactly the words, but what they thought.
Karakia?
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
So you learnt them as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you passed those karakia on?
No.
No.
I know
some-
I should.
Hmm?
I know I should.
Yeah. Oh, but times change, don't
Yeah,
they? So
yeah.
they were the thing they were
Yes.
right for that time, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a habit, whether you go travelling north or wherever, that is a habit. You've got to do that karakia first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And karakia was done elsewhere in other activities around home?
Well, it depends. If I'm travelling up home, I just do it outside by my car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Now, did your father also teach you to be able to judge the quality of the kaimoana you were collecting?
Oh. Oh.
Like, could you look at a shellfish and know it was right to take it or not?
Yeah. Well, usually the fattest time is spring.
The fattest time.
If you see the kōwhai, you know your seafood's fat.
Ah, okay. Is that all seafood? Shellfish and
Yeah.
fish? Fish as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Once you see the kōwhai blooming, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long would that last for?
I'd say till about 3 months, 4 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Within that period to the summer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right into summer.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Because once it changes, then the seafood goes skinny.
Yeah.
You know, like now, for instance.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that changing, is that when the kōwhai flower is changing as well?
Well, the kōwhai is
Would have
no.
already
They
finished,
lose
yeah.
their flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything that's telling you
Yes.
when it's changing?
Yes.
What's that?
Well, you can tell if there's no blooms on the kawhai.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they bloom, they bloom. After that, they lose their flowers.
Yeah, and the seafood also
Yeah.
is okay. Was there any other flowers that you were reading, like
No, we
not
just
flax
took it by
flowers
the
or
kawhai.
the kowhai was the main one? Okay. And 'cause I think you were saying that aside from when fish and shellfish might be fattest, aside from that you still would gather it at other times as
Yes.
well during the year to
Yes.
keep fed as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So in those other times, was there a way of like looking at a shellfish to know whether it was okay, or was it just size the main?
Well, I
indicator?
think you usually you could tell whether they're skinny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we usually put porridge or something in and fatten them up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you fed them.
Yeah,
Ah,
feed them.
Yeah.
And then fatten them up and eat them.
yeah. Are these so these are the ones who are just like in front of where your house is? Is that?
Well, just down by the creek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they were fed with porridge.
Yes.
Okay. How long would it take from to if you saw they were skinny and you started feeding them with porridge? How long would that take until they were sort of?
Well, usually about a week.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Of course, they're
yeah.
quite quick, eh?
Yeah, just leave it in.
Yeah. Ah,
And it gets rid of all the whatever grit they got.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, both things. Okay. Now, just thinking of fish and thinking of size, did your father sort of teach you to take certain size of fish, like were smaller ones returned, or?
Well, when we went out of the mouth,
Mm.
the fish were quite big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So nearly everyone you caught would be
Yeah.
the right size.
Very big.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the only small ones you got was inside
Mm.
the river.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you were fishing by out and you were fishing by line,
Yeah.
how many fish would you collect on that occasion?
On that occasion,
On each of those occasions when you've
Yeah.
gone right
I about
out.
half a dozen.
Yeah, oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Because they were so big.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. And that's mainly snapper, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Only snapper?
Snapper, stingray,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and
Yeah.
kahawai.
Kahawai.
Yeah.
Did you ever get shark as well? Small
No.
shark? No.
Oh, yeah, little ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
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 Did you take the small shark? Did you eat the small shark?
No, we just let them go.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But you ate the stingray.
Yes.
Ah.
Oh,
Okay.
it's good.
Yeah. Right. Okay. How were they prepared?
Stingray,
Yeah.
just cut the wings off.
Wings off. Yeah.
And then just put flour on and
Yep.
buy them up.
Yep. Okay. Was there a practice in this area of returning the first fish caught?
It depends.
Mm.
If it was big, no. If it was little, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that idea of returning to first fish caught to Tangaroa, not necessarily.
Some people do it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah,
It depends, if you're hungry, no.
No. Okay. Right. And if it's really big, no. We've caught mounts and we've done markers. Oh, we're cracking through. Was it part of what you heard from your father or from your mother as well to not waste food?
Sorry?
It was important not to waste food, not to waste
You
kaimoana.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
That
ate
was a no-no. You
Right.
had to eat it.
Yep.
Yeah, and don't waste it.
Yep. So you ate most of the fish,
All of it.
all of it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Did you use different parts of it for different times, or was it all eaten at once, sort of thing? Like.
I know. Usually we eat it at once.
Yeah.
But if there's anything left over, you just reheat it or fry it or whatever.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Until it's all gone. Yep. Were there any parts of a fish or a shellfish, like with the bones or the shells, were they being used for anything else? If you can recall?
No, not really.
No?
Only just for footpaths.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
would be used for
Yeah.
things like that, and not used in the garden for.
Oh, you can do.
You
Yeah,
can?
but we
Yep.
didn't bother.
No. Okay. Now I've also heard that a practice of bring, especially with shellfish, of bringing shellfish from places that were a bit further away, closer to where people lived, so that they were closer to be able to eat, transplanting them?
We didn't do that.
You didn't do that?
No. No.
Because you had them just right in front.
Well, not only that, we didn't have the area for it. Our landing was quite rocky.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have worked so well there.
Well, we just go and get it anyway.
Yeah, okay. Do you ever recall whether rahui was used as a practice at O Rira?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, rahui can sometimes be for conservation purposes, to preserve seafood. Did you ever hear of it being used for that?
More so deaths,
More
drownings and
right.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was the occasional drowning there, was there?
No, not often.
No.
Not often, or sometimes my father would come across a body that's up in a tree in the mangroves or something, and it's still classed as rahu.
Yeah, and so would the rahu be put over the water?
Yes.
Yeah. And your father would do that?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It's just natural.
Yeah.
Everybody knew what
And
to do.
everybody,
Yes.
all the whānau was
Yes.
told. How long would a rahui like that last for?
I'd say 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So this isn't necessarily for bodies that are found in the water.
Yep.
Oh, it's for that as well. Yeah. Okay. So because I think you just mentioned that rahui on the land. Oh, am I getting that wrong? So are you saying that they've come up from the water and been
Yes.
caught and treated? Ah, got it.
Yeah.
So that, now I've got it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Did you ever recall any kaimoana or anything from the sea being used for rongoa?
No, just to eat.
Mm. Was any part of maybe the sea or the sea water used for rongoa?
No.
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 Did you use any
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh,
Yeah. We just went down to the river. Anyway.
bathing anyhow?
Yeah.
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 Was it known that seawater was good for?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For different types of.
For anything really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, I've heard that that type of bathing can be, there can be like a spiritual connection with bathing. So it's not just for physical things, but also for.
Yes.
Yeah. Was that a feature as well?
Yes.
Yeah. And was that a regular practice to do that, or?
Well, depends on what was happening at the time, or
Right.
Yeah.
So if people were having a little bit of trouble, they would do that as part of a way to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if there was any kaitiaki for the O Rira area?
Any?
Kaitiaki? Or
No.
taniwha? Nothing.
Oh. Taniwha. I did hear of one. I'm not too sure. At round the back part of the blocks.
Is that up river more?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Upriver.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite tapu there.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh,
very.
okay. Right.
Yeah.
Do you know why it's tougher up there?
I think it's got a lot to do with going back in the dark ages.
Mm.
A lot of how can I put it? Things that were buried,
Okay.
sort of thing, and it's stuck. It's always stuck there, like sort of thing. You get it from your parents. Don't go there. That's bad. Why? You just tell it's bad.
Just don't go there. Yeah. And that was towards that back half of the river, perhaps.
Well, I think a lot of it has to, as I say, a lot of it has to do with the olden times.
Yeah.
A lot of them used to just bury stuff instead of taking it to the cemetery.
Yeah.
And it's never been sort of recovered and taken to the proper place.
Yeah. Because I've noticed, when talking with people, it seems like, most of the houses and settlement was in the sort of the lower half of the river, and not right at the mouth, but in the bottom part of it. Is that something to do with that? Do you think?
Well, I'm not too sure about that.
Right. And even the same with you know, when you talk to people about kaimoana and fishing and things, again it seems to be in the lower half rather than the upper half. Was that?
Oh no, not really.
Oh no. Is it?
Yeah, no, I think it'll be overall general.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Did you fish in the upper part of the river?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because when we were talking out now, we were talking about going out around the
yeah,
mouth
but,
and going
but
out.
sometimes you get, you know, just go up the river and drop an anchor and have, yeah,
Oh, okay.
and catch a feed.
Yeah, and that would be the same sort of fishing you would.
Yeah, snapper, little snapper.
Oh, little snapper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is that what's the name for that? Was that karate? Was that the name for that?
Karate,
Yeah.
yes.
So you go there for that particular
Yes.
one.
Manga
Okay.
karate.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry?
Any other type of fishing you might do up the river?
No, no.
And so that would be in the channel, doing
Yes.
that sort of the fishing.
Yes.
Yeah. And all the way up at any time when. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Great. The name itself, the name of O Rira itself. Did you hear when you were growing up what that might mean or what that might relate to? Where the name came from?
O Rira?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard about it, but I can't be too sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
What have you heard?
Yeah.
What have you heard about that?
Sorry?
What have you heard about that?
Oh, it's just been passed down, you know,
Yeah.
from older people.
Yeah.
You know, it's got it in writing, but
Yes, it's an old name
Yeah.
as far as you know. Yeah. Yeah. And what about also the name of Ihutai as a name?
Ihutai?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. That's how would you describe that?
Well, Te Hutai comes a long way.
Yeah.
Comes from Pangaru right around Mangamuka
Yeah.
down to O Rira.
So that's the big
It's
big
quite
name
a
for the
big-
group.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And at O Rira itself, what name did you have down
For
there?
Te Hutai?
Yeah.
Well, as I say, Te Hutai covers a lot.
Yeah.
A big ground,
Mm.
big area.
Was there a name for the people of O Rira themselves?
No, I don't think so. I'm not
No?
too sure.
You've heard maybe of Ngāti Te Hua or
Ngāti Hua?
Ngāti Hua?
Yes.
Yeah. Ah, but did
That's
that
our-
apply to O Rira?
That's our hapu.
That's your hapu.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think Te Hutai is just a sort of sub.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
I could be wrong.
No.
I don't know.
Did you hear of Pangari as a tupuna?
Toki Pangari?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever hear any stories in regards to him?
I didn't have much to do with him.
Oh, do you actually remember
I remember him.
him there? Yeah.
I used to ride the gig in the horse with him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I was only about 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he used to scare the living daylights out of me.
Oh, why? Why is that?
Oh, I don't know, just his looks.
Yeah.
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 Man, a few words as well.
Well, he didn't speak English. He didn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he was quite fluent.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you when you were growing up as well? Were you fluent as you were growing up?
No, I think my Tuki Pangari died about, must have been about 5 years after my mother.
Mm. Mhm.
So, as I say, I didn't have much to do with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Did your mother pass away quite early?
My
Did
mother
she?
passed away in 52.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. So, what age would you have been? What age would you have been then?
TB.
Oh, TB. Yeah.
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 I can work out the age, so that's no problem. So, okay.
Because my mother and her mother are sisters.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking before about places that you were sort of told not to go, to be careful.
Yeah.
So aside from the back of the river, were there any other places around that you can recall at O Rira?
Like,
Well, any other places where you were told not to go, or there might be
no,
one tapu, or
just a particular place around the back
mm,
there, but yeah, I think anything else. Oh, in Poiakea.
yeah,
I'm not too sure because I don't go there anyway,
right,
you know, but that's the only place I remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you mean where the Urupa is?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think you were talking about your father. Talking with you about fishing and showing you how to fish and talking about how to be safe and reading the environment, all of that. Did he ever talk to you about how the river was seen by everybody?
No.
No? You didn't hear the whānau talk maybe how the river was viewed as possibly the provider?
Never.
How do you view the river?
Well, I can't really say anything because I don't really know.
How did you feel about it? About the O Rira River?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I feel quite deep about it.
Yeah.
I belong. Yeah.
It gives you a sense of being there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though you're thinking about that now, do you think you always felt like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you aware of it being so it was obviously a home to your whānau and other whānau. Do you have the feel that it's been a home for a long time for the
Yes.
yeah
Yes.
for all the people before you as well?
Yes.
And
It'll always be.
and always will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And when it comes to the collecting of kaimoana you were doing, again, when you think back, do you have a feel that that's how it was always being done as well?
I think it's always been done that way.
Yeah, yeah. So you were aware that you were sort of continuing practices that had been done for a long time?
Yes.
Right.
Not so much now because
It's changed there.
there's hardly anyone there now.
Yeah. Have you noticed, like from looking at the river, can you notice that it has changed?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Dramatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you say about that?
Well, there's as I say, there's homes there, but there's no people.
Yeah. But what about the river itself? Is that the water?
The river will always be the same.
Yeah. It hasn't. To you, it hasn't changed. Some people talk about how it's maybe changed colour,
I don't
looks
think
different.
so.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's always always the same.
Oh, so the
Because
river
I
is a
look
constant.
out the back door, it's straight into the river.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a constant for you, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think, and again it might be something you might not have heard from your father, but something you might have thought about over time, do you think that, your father and the people who were using it before and yourself, that you were people who were looking after the river, kaitiaki?
Yes.
Yeah. So you had that role, you had that feel that you were,
Yes.
yeah, and you were responsible for its
Yes.
health and
Yes.
you were responsible for all the kaimoana that you were collecting, and so you were careful with that to make sure that you collected the right amount of kaimoana at the right time,
Yes.
and no wastage and no
You
overfishing.
don't overglut.
No.
It's not worthy. It's right there.
Yeah.
Why should you do that?
Yeah. So that's something you grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I've got to ask, just a bit earlier, did you ever see other people come into the river to fish?
Oh no, not many. Just around the whānau. That's all.
Yeah.
They don't come in from the outside.
No. So a lot of other whānau didn't have to come because they had their own.
No.
And you didn't really see any Pākehā coming in doing fishing either?
No.
No. Yep. So there was no recreational
No.
fishers or no trawlers or
No.
anything like that. So you were left to have it to yourself, weren't
Yes.
you?
I
Okay.
mean, the Hokianga Harbour's big enough.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Why come into our
Yeah.
river?
Oh, well, that's good. Oops. So, carrying on with that line of questioning, then. So, you were never aware of government policies over the river?
Only from Margie.
Yeah. So
Yes.
something you heard about, but from what you saw in your own life and this stuff, you
I don't see why the government should have anything to do with it.
right. Okay.
You know, they don't even know the place.
Right. Yeah. So you never saw them there, and
No. No.
they never had anything to do with it.
No.
Yeah. So the only people who were responsible for it really were you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Rua papaka.
Rua papaka.
I thought it was Rua Pick. What's the name of it?
Oh, Manganui. Oh, yeah, that's
You know
that
that little island,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It'll ask you some questions in a minute, so.
Yes, whakamuka. What's this?
Oh, Mike was saying it was one of the marks that they used was.
O Tarihiko.
Oh yeah, Otarahiko.
That's the Otarihiko point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whereabouts was is your house shown on this one, or is it further up?
Hang on, where are we? Poeke. There's a cemetery there. Up a bit further.
Oh, we'll look at that in the next map. So, you know, when you were talking about that, you would sort of come out and do fishing in this area.
Yeah.
What sort of areas do you think? Eh?
Yeah.
Round about right there.
Yeah.
So what? Am I drawing the right sort of circle here?
Yeah. By the here.
All right. Around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Like that?
Yeah.
Was that the only place?
That's the only place.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
My dad would go head straight for there because up the river, Muka River, you see Tanipa.
Ah, okay. And I think you were talking about various, tahuna where you were gathering food as well.
Oh, yes.
Whereabouts would they be?
Oh, that's up the road. Here's where you get the pippies.
Oh, so around in here?
Yeah. That's the tahuna. And over here is where you get the, what the heck is it? Korus. Here, this mud flat.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
That's a black.
No, it's like a tohiro, but very thin shell.
What were we saying that was? It starts with a K. We were talking about yesterday, the special food. What's the shellfish out at just out around the mouth of the tohiro of the light shell?
Kuharu.
Kuharu, that's right.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
There? Yep.
That's the one.
That's it.
Did you ever do any kamoana collecting on this side?
Because when the tide comes out,
Yeah.
there's a lot of rocks there.
Oh,
When the
okay.
tide comes out, it's quite low.
Yep.
And we'd go as far as Poeke to do the cooking. We come down the river, cross over and go back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when you were doing the
Cooking.
for the mullet,
Yeah.
you come this way,
Yeah,
and then you
cross over and go back
cross
up.
over here,
Yeah,
and then go back this
back
way.
up. Yeah.
Oh, that's really helpful to know exactly where that is. Now, if we can just go one more map up. I think it's sitting down now. All right. Is that the next one? No, it's the next one. Okay,
Oh, look at it.
so that's a little bit further up. So your house would be in this area?
Hang
here?
on, where am I?
I could join it to the other one to show you where the mouth is.
Come up. It's Poeke.
Not Poeki's.
Witanas
Poeki's
here.
right down about here.
Yeah, hang on. Witanas is here, and we're up here.
Oh, you're that far up?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't realise that.
that's Marginum's there. This is ours here. Isn't it?
What's that?
This is your Wallace place?
No, they're right down. Oh, might join these two together so they're close.
You can see it.
Yep.
Oops.
That's better. Yeah, so that sort of. Oh, I've got. Of course, should I maybe have the full one out? Do I use these two together, or should I use the full one? Do you think? It shows the whole lot.
Use the full one. I think.
Yeah, that might be better.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Where's Poeke? There, that's
Yeah,
Poeke,
down
the
there.
marae. The thing we're in here. What are you?
This you here, eh?
Ah, that's Poeke, the
Oh, that's
Wahitapu.
So, Wahitapu. So where were you up here?
No, it should be just in there. You fellas are just around from us, eh?
Yeah.
So you were here, eh?
Yeah. Where's the,
Was that you there? There's Poeke.
yeah,
That was you.
yeah,
Which is here.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're
And
here.
we're there. And they're there.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Kapai.
Great.
That's us.
Okay. So now
Just
I'm gonna-
inland.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on this one, it means it will be
The mullet, Amagi?
Yeah.
be there. So,
All up along the river.
so that's that there. So when you were talking about coming back with the doing the mullet fishing, and so it was going back to where you started from. So you went around here.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the area just round by where you are, what were you sort of collecting?
But what's this?
That's
You're up the river,
quite a
you're
lot.
coming up the river,
Yeah.
up towards Harrison's.
We're here. Oh. Where are you on here?
Not.
No,
Here, let's give you
see.
that one. Okay, so right, so Makarita's
That's where you
round
are
here.
here.
Yep, and you're there.
And
Okay.
this is all coming all the way up
Yeah.
to Harrison's, all the
Oh,
way up
right,
to
yeah.
Dignam.
Well, we'd come down, we're here,
Yep.
we used to
Yeah.
cross over,
Yep.
come down, cross back over and go back up.
Ah, okay. That's the better way to show it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, down to about
Yeah.
here. Yep.
And then cross over and go back up. Yep.
Okay, cool. And was there any other? So we've got the fishing spots, we've got the mullet, we've got the.
Yeah.
And was there any other collection of kaimawana around here?
Yeah, no, just oh sorry.
Yes, sir.
Just I can't figure out where it is.
What's that?
Kititahi. He's got to be here somewhere.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. Just in
Yeah,
and
it's
around
gotta be
here.
there
Got to be
somewhere.
around here.
Yeah.
Because it includes you fellas, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was happening there?
Picking periwinkles.
Oh, that's where.
Karahu.
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 The name
Yeah.
would
Okay.
What was the name?
Pākehā
What was
periwinkles.
the name of that place?
And what was the name again for it?
Pat
The name for the place?
Kitetahi.
Karahu.
And what was the name again for it?
Pat
The name for the
Kitetahi.
place?
Kitetahi.
Karahu.
No,
the place.
Kitetahi.
Kititahi, sorry.
Kitetahi.
Kitetaha.
Yeah,
It might
Kititahi.
be on those Māori map,
Yeah.
places that I've got on that map.
Yeah.
I've got at home.
And then just the last thing I think you spoke about was that sometimes you go right up the channel to fish for the small
Karati.
snapper.
Karati.
Karati,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's pretty much anywhere up or
Yeah,
up
well,
along
we
there.
just stayed down here because we didn't have to go up there. We
Right.
just stayed down by where we were.
Oh, so even when you're going a bit further up the river, it's more
Yeah.
sort of in this part of the channel there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's probably it. That's it. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank
Didn't
you.